Chapter 4 Hole in None 1. Amelia Bedelia hoped she was having a nightmare. If this were a nightmare, she knew she could open her eyes and it would be over. But no, it was much worse. This was reality. Her father was waking her up way too early on a Saturday morning. Rise and shine. Sleepyhead, said Amelia Bedelia's father, we've got a date with the golf course. Amelia Bedelia rubbed her eyes. Both her parents were in her room. We're going to play golf, she said her father. Actually, you'll get to watch me play golf. You lucky girl. I'd rather watch paint drying, said Amelia Bedelia. Don't be cranky, sweetie, said her mother. You'll get outside, walk around, get some exercise. Hurry and get dressed, said her dad. Tea time is 8 o'clock. On the way to the golf course, Amelia Bedelia's father told her all about the history of golf. The game began in Scotland, so Amelia Bedelia figured that was why he'd have tea first. They parked their car at the course and picked out a snazzy golf cart. Climb in, said her father. Dad, said Amelia Bedelia, aren't we supposed to walk? Exercise? Her father looked around, then whispered, Don't tell Mom, and I'll let you drive. Deal, said Amelia Bedelia, jumping in beside him. They drove to a small hill, stopped the cart, and got out. I'm thirsty, said Amelia Bedelia. Is it tea time yet? There's a bag of teas right there, said her father. Help yourself and hand me one. Amelia picked up the bag. She didn't see any tea, just pointy little pieces of colored wood. She handed a red one to her dad. He stuck it in the ground and balanced the golf ball on top of it. Golf lesson number 1, said her father. You have to address the ball. Address the ball, said Amelia Bedelia. Are we mailing it somewhere? No, silly, said her father. Just stand like this. Then you can address it properly. Amelia Bedelia stood just like her dad. Then she bent down to the ball using her most polite grown-up voice and said, Hello, Mr. Ball. Are you ready to play a little golf today? Next, Amelia Bedelia's father demonstrated how to swing the club. He called his driver. Amelia Bedelia thought this was weird. Wasn't she his driver? Then he hit the ball for real whack and sent it flying into the air, far, far away. Wow, said Amelia Bedelia. What were you aiming for? The green, said her father. Amelia Bedelia turned in a complete circle. But everything around us is green, she said. The grass, bushes, trees. See what tiny patch of grass? Her father asked, pointing into the distance. With the little flag on the stick, asked Amelia Bedelia. Yes, he said. That's the first hole. Now it's your turn to drive. They hopped back into the cart. Hang on, Dad, said Amelia Bedelia as they sped away. She drove them to the ball he had just hit. Driving was fun, but they were still a long way from the flag. Please hand me the wood, said Amelia Bedelia's father. Amelia Bedelia looked around for a stick or a branch. On second thought, he said, Hand me an iron. You don't need one, she said. Your clothes look fine. They're not wrinkly. This is an iron in golf, her father said, reaching for a club with a metal head. He used it to hit the ball again, and again, and again, each time they got closer to the green on the flag, and the flag. Amelia Bedelia followed father in the cart, occasionally doing big loop-de-loops. At last he announced, I'm going to chip the ball now. Amelia Bedelia was certain that a chipped ball didn't roll, as well as a perfectly round ball. They've done an experiment about this in science. He must not have chip the ball much because it landed in the green and rolled smoothly toward the little hole with the flag poking out of it. Her dad got out his putter and walked up to the ball. "When I hit the ball," he said, "pull out the pin." "What pin?" said Amelia Bedelia. "A safety pin? A rolling pin?" "No," said her father. In golf, the pin is the flag. Pull the flag out of the hole." He tapped the ball. It began rolling downhill, picking up speed and curving perfectly toward the flag. Amelia Bedelia pulled out the flag and put her foot in front of the hole. The ball bounced off her shoe. "What did you do that for?" yelled her father. "To keep the ball from falling into the hole," said Amelia Bedelia. "You're welcome." "That's the point of golf," he said. "The hole is the cup." "If that's the cup," said Amelia Bedelia, "you can forget about tea time. I'm not thirsty anymore." Amelia Bedelia was glad her father only played 9 holes. The last one was a water hole, where the ball had to be hit over a pond, and there were no refreshments unless you counted the slimy green pond, which she did not. Her father was about to hit the ball when Amelia Bedelia noticed something. "Hey, Dad," she said, "that ball you're using looks disgusting." Her dad explained that he often hit the ball into the pond and lost it there. "I've lost more balls than I can count in that pond," her father said. "That's why I'm using this yucky old one. I won't miss it if I lose it." He was swinging his club when whack! Amelia Bedelia got an idea. "Wait!" she hollered. She was too late. The ball sailed away. "Amelia Bedelia," her father said sternly, "never interrupt an athlete who is hitting or throwing or catching a ball. It's an important rule of good sportsmanship. I didn't even see where my ball went." He teed up another one and hit it into the green. Amelia Bedelia wanted to go wading into the pond after his ball. But now it doesn't matter. On this second putt, the ball flew into the cup. When Amelia Bedelia reached in to pull it out, she made a discovery. "Hey," she said, "there was already a ball in here." She held it up for him to see, and they both recognized it. It was the beat-up ball. He had hit. First, Amelia Bedelia's father looked stern. Then he waved his putter around and threw his hat in the air. She had never seen him so mad. Then she realized he was happy. Really, really happy. "Yippee! A hole-in-one!" he yelled, dancing around the cup. "I got a hole-in-one!" What a wild tea party, thought Amelia Bedelia.